Ross Original, Grantley College. They lock us in rooms for hours, dictate when we can speak, and then ask us to become innovators and free thinkers. Does anyone else see the irony? We're constantly told to stand out, but only if we follow the rules. Ladies and gentlemen, let's face it. The education system is flawed. We are so focused on standardized testing that we've forgotten about actual learning. Even Mark Twain, the greatest American writer, once said, I never let schooling interfere with my education. Due to the restricting time limit that I have, I would like to focus on two major flaws, starting with first additional languages. Now, I know that speaking two or more languages offers numerous advantages, whether it's providing greater job opportunities or increasing cultural awareness and sensitivity. However, the first additional languages offered in South African schools, namely Afrikaans and isiZulu, do not prepare us adequately for the global stage. Before I begin with the numbers, I would like to explicitly state that I do not contest the cultures that are associated with these languages. In fact, many of my good friends come from these cultural backgrounds, and I very much appreciate Soki and Amapiano music. What I do not appreciate, however, is the way in which we are subjected to studying a language for 12 years, might I add, that is spoken almost exclusively within South Africa. This narrow focus limits our global perspective and opportunities. Moreover, the disparity in testing standards between Afrikaans and isiZulu is glaringly obvious. Let us take a look at the 2020 matric marks of St. Benedict's College, an IEB school just like Grantley. The average for isiZulu sits at a respectable 81%. Afrikaans, 60%. A mere 60%, ladies and gentlemen. Out of all subjects, Afrikaans has the lowest average, while isiZulu boasts the highest average of them all. And it doesn't take a genius to account for this massive 21% difference. Just take a look at the annual reading material. Here are the prescribed short stories for isiZulu, and here is the novel for Afrikaans. I'd like to remind you that over half of the paper 2 exams revolve around these books. Let's bring it closer to home with the 2024 matric results of Grantley College. The top achieving isiZulu students achieved a staggering 98% in isiZulu, with a total average of 84%. In contrast, the students who came a rank higher, with a total average of 84.6%, achieved only 75% in Afrikaans. This glaring discrepancy is just one aspect of a deeply flawed system. We must strive for an education that prepares us for the world beyond our borders, one that fosters true learning and equal opportunity. But the challenges don't end there. Another critical flaw in the education system is its failure to teach essential life skills. How often have we wondered, when will I ever use this while studying logarithms and organic chemistry? The truth is, while we may excel in academic subjects, many of us graduate without knowing how to change a tire, manage our finances, or navigate the complexities of adulthood. Robert Kiyosaki, entrepreneur and author, argues that schools teach outdated subjects for a world that no longer exists. In his own words, he says, "Today, the most dangerous advice you can give a child is, go to school, get good grades, and look for a safe, secure job. That is old advice, and it's bad advice." Classmates, teachers, and members of the Independent Examination Board, it is time to spark a transformation in our education system. We can no longer accept an outdated model that confines our potential and neglects the essential skills we need for the real world. Let us advocate for an education that prepares us for global citizenship, introducing widely spoken languages like Spanish, Mandarin, or French can open doors to international opportunities and broaden our horizons. Let us embrace an education that inspires creativity, encourages critical thinking, and fosters innovation. Change will not happen unless we demand it. Together, we can reshape education into a journey that truly prepares us to be innovators and free thinkers. The future is ours to create. Let us make sure our education empowers us to seize it. Thank you.